Good morning, everyone. So today you and I are going to talk about teaching. So let's get into it. Now, teaching is of course a massive topic. So what I want to touch on within this little topic of mine is teaching each other. So what do I mean by that? Well, let me just walk you through it. So one thing that you will probably know is that there is no such thing as somebody who knows it all. Apart from me, of course, I know everything, and that's probably why you're listening to me ramble on. And I'm very happy that you have realized that I know everything and then that I can teach you everything, and you should at no point look at any other YouTube videos. Sorry. Let's get into it. Teaching each other and things of that nature is kind of vital, and I really urge you to really think about this before you start doing what I did, which is something that it's how it started out, and it wasn't a good idea. So I'm just giving you one of my failures, and trust me, I have a lot of failures, and I'm going to share every single one of them over the course of, or rather over the time that I'm making these videos, because I think that these failures will hopefully save some poor sucker out there from making the same mistake. And one of the mistakes that I'm going to talk to you about is literally this, what I was trying to build up to. Trying to be the person who knows everything, or rather trying to think that it's achievable or that it's feasible for you to do that, and it's not. Now that doesn't sound like the world's biggest revelation, but when I was starting out and I was so in love with programming, I still am, I swear to God, it's just that I'm getting older and bitter. Well, not bitter. I would like to think that I'm getting more pragmatic, and I'm getting, above all else, and this is the important one, more experience. You burn your fingers over and over and over, so that you learn what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. And what you shouldn't be doing is to try to be the person who knows everything. Being humble and being really good at listening to other people, and even more important than that, is to be the sort of person that people actually want to interact with, is, I've found, the best way to even getting close to being somebody who knows it all. Let me tell you about it. So when I started out, I was trying to master every aspect of programming. I still am trying to do that, but at the time I felt that it was something that I could master in a fairly short amount of time, and that I could do it without much in terms of help from anybody else. Because it was important to me to feel like I did it on my own. And I realized that there's so many things in this field. There is massive amounts of information, tools, and all these things, and put it simply, you will not be able to learn it all. It is that simple. But what you can do, and which is what I find to be the norm in a good place of work, or at a good company, is that you can find true masters of something. Now, I am more of I try to be a generalist, because I personally believe that it's a nicer approach. It's more in line with my own values to be somebody who has some areas where I'm very, very specialized and very, very good, but to have this general take on matters, to have a working understanding of a wide range of topics. This comes with just being in programming and being interested. It's not something you learn in a day, but that's the approach. And what's so funny about it is that I've found that there are people out there who have a very similar approach. So let me just tell you about my current company. So at my current company, I am working with Scala, for example, and I started at that company mostly because I felt, I felt that this would be a really interesting thing to get good at. And what was even more important was that at that company, one of Gothenburg's, if not Gothenburg's, best Scala developers is working. And I thought, how amazing would it be to be able to be close to such a person and learn from them, even though I'm not a massive fan of Scala necessarily. It's not my favorite language, but just being in the presence of somebody who is that accomplished and that skilled, was an amazing opportunity for me. So I sat down next to this person and I spoke to him and said, you know, could you maybe teach me some stuff? And he was thrilled to be able to share his knowledge, and he started doing workshops at my company, and everybody gathered around this person and tried to suck in as much knowledge as possible. And I sat there and I felt that, wow, what a cool guy. Because he is a cool guy, a genius in disguise. And if you're watching this, Hong Xiao, I want you to know that you are very impressive. You're really, really impressive. And I'm very, very happy to be working with you. Anywho, but what was very interesting about this was that I spoke to my boss not that long ago. And he said something to me that made me, it felt amazing. I was a bit surprised, but I was really, really happy. He said to me, because I had been feeling a little bit down, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not not everything is always great at working at a smaller startup company, and I was feeling a little bit down. And my boss told me, you know, Fredrik, you don't have to feel such performance anxiety. You should probably know this. There are a lot of people at this company who look up to you. And I said, wow, are you serious? And he said, yeah, because you're probably, you know, you may not know Scala all that well, and we were aware of that when you started, but your front-end expertise and knowing a lot about JavaScript and practices for the web and so forth, there are a lot of people who really want you to help them out and make them improve in that area. And I was so flattered. It felt amazing. I'm sorry, maybe it's obvious, but it was so flattering. It felt absolutely amazing. And to have your boss say that without even asking for it, and I mean, I didn't even realize, I didn't even think about it. I thought that I was just this loser guy who just came into this company, couldn't really, and is struggling with trying to do well with Scala. But apparently there was at least a silver lining to it all. So my boss encouraged me to start doing workshops and so forth. And so I put together some stuff, and I asked my colleagues, would you be interested? And the response was amazing. They were really, really interested. So I'm putting together some stuff. And this is what I want you to take away from this. I want you to know that the process of learning or getting to a master level or whatever, it's not about trying to figure out everything on your own. It's about teaching each other. You will find people who are truly masters of one aspect of programming, where you might feel like the dumbest person in the world, because I swear to God, I understand Scala and I can work in Scala, but I am far from a Scala master, and I fuck up all the time. And I focused too much on that aspect. And I swear to God, I forgot that, you know, I actually know other things that maybe I can share with my colleagues. And the same is going to be true for you. There are things that you will not be able to master on your own, but there are also things that you will be able to teach others. So I want you to remember that the things that you are good at, just because you are not necessarily working with that one thing, because this is going to be true for your entire career. Sometimes you're going to be the expert, and sometimes you're going to be the junior, even if you have 10 years of experience. If you sit down a Java senior master programmer next to me, the odds of me being able to out-program or out-knowledge that person, not that I would ever want to, I would rather just learn from them, is abysmal. I would never be able to do that. But my knowledge in JavaScript would probably give him or her a run for the money. So remember that as you go forward in your career. There are some things that you are naturally, just by working and just by being who you are, that you will get really good at. Share that with others. Just as you look for them to help you with the things that you're struggling with. Because that's what it's all about. That's why you have all these projects, all these amazing people on the internet who share all this knowledge. Because remember, we all stand and fall as a community, as the IT community stands and falls with people wanting to share their findings as they go through life. It is true. Look at myself. I can just look at myself, and I can just tell you, I don't know how many times some nice person on Stack Overflow or somebody who's doing a blog or something saved me because I didn't know better, and I Googled and I found their response and their solutions and their thoughts, and it helped me with my problem. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to get really, really good at the things that you find interesting. Get to be really good at that stuff and share it with fucking everybody. Everybody. Do videos, do blog posts, sit down with your colleagues, share it with people, please. And if you do that, you do your part, I'll keep on doing my part. Have a great day.